What's up, YouTube? We back at it once again with a brand new video. And as you guys see the topic today, I'm gonna giving you guys a game on why you guys should not try to time the real estate market. So, as of recording this particular video, Trump is now the new president of the United States. Whether you like it or not, doesn't really matter, and it shouldn't matter. Here's why. Regardless of whether you like that he's the president or not, it's reality and we have to live with it and deal with it. Over the past, I would say 5 to 6 years, it's been a huge ton of people basically stating that they're waiting for the right time for the real estate market to crash, so they can take advantage of low prices, low interest rates. And to be honest, to be 100% honest with you guys, that type of crash is not going to happen. Now, the type of crash that is going to happen is going to be more so of a crash that a lot of people, especially those people who are waiting for that particular crash, is going to be a crash that most of those people will not be able to actually even afford to take advantage of. What do I mean by that? So, here's how real estate works, and here's the outlook of the next 4 years, and also how the outlook has been in America since the 90s. So, as we would all agree, in the United States right now, since the 90s, inflation has been a terrible, ridiculous problem. Wages and inflation have not been on the same level in years. In fact, at the current rate that inflation is going at, inflation is up here and wages are right here. Inflation has doubled, tripled, quadrupled over what wages are. A lot of the everyday wages are still based on what the average wages were close to in the early 1990s. And for more numbers, basically, the average person in America only makes $40,000 to $50,000. Average person in America also doesn't have $1,000 to their name. Wow. Inflation has been quadrupling, tripling for the past 30-something years, to where the amount of money when you're making $40,000, $50,000, you're bringing in, $4,000 a month after taxes, $4,200 a month to be generous. What most people are paying in their mortgage is already half of their paycheck. Then you add, car note, loans, credit card debt, and food and other bills. Most people cannot already afford to live. So when you think about, the way the world is going and how inflation is, so with Trump being into office, Trump's goal is, of course, to try to lower inflation or lower the cost of living, which in reality is not really going to happen. Here's why. And here's why it's very important and how this pertains to people trying to take advantage of a market crash. One of the first executive orders that Trump actually passed, or was trying to get passed, that he signed into place, was to declare war on the border and declare war on immigration. Well, if you're familiar with how real estate works and how most real estate investors, when they buy properties at a low, to flip them out or, renovate the houses, oftentimes they hire immigrants to do the work. Why? Because immigrants charge less for more and people are able to take advantage. Well, if we get to where we are today in 2025, where the average home is nearly $300,000 and the average American barely makes $40,000, the average American already can't afford to buy a regular home. So if a market does crash, which it won't, most Americans won't even be able to take advantage of that, let alone, even if they are able to buy a house when the market does crash, they won't be able to pay for the labor, because if you were to compare contractors who are illegal versus contractors who actually are legal and live in America, they're going to charge more than what most people can even afford to pay. So a lot of jobs will not get done. And then, of course, it's going to lead them to take on more debt, which a lot of people won't be able to pay if you already can barely live off of $4,200 a month. Now, with that being said, the type of crash that is going to take place in America is going to be a reverse real estate crash to where prices are going to shoot up. In America, the type of crash that's going to happen is the crash that's happening in Canada, to where the average home is $700,000. We give it, about 7 to 10 more years. The average home in America, I guarantee, is going to mirror Canada's average home of $700,000 to $1 million. So at the time when a crash does happen, and here's another thing, with people like Trump being in office, they're going to prevent a crash because they're going to lower interest rates. So it's going to make it a little easier for people to borrow money. But it doesn't really mean anything for poor people if they're not steadily increasing the wages and increasing their income. So whether the interest rates are lowered or not, and if, the demand is already an issue that we're having, most people will not be able to take advantage because they don't have the funds to do so. So the only crash that is going to happen is that prices are going to keep going up. So it's in your best interest to, if you're going to, buy and get into the real estate business, to flip properties, this, that, and the third, is to probably partner up with people, maybe get married and, invest into real estate. But it's going to be very hard for somebody to do it by themselves, let alone try to take advantage of a particular market crash. I promise you guys, I've been doing this for a long time. By the time the market crashes, the average person will not be able to afford to buy a fixer-upper. So it's in most people's best bet, if you're going to wait for a particular market crash, this, that, and the third, it would be in your best interest to probably focus on increasing your income over the next 4 years and taking advantage of hella opportunities. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. If you guys want to get invested into the stock market, check the link in the description below. My Robinhood link is down there. Also, for those who want to, get into the real estate business, become a real estate agent, and work in the residential field and also the commercial field, definitely check the link in the description below. It's called Real Estate with Eli. It's my new program that I just put out. It's teaching you the ins and outs of the real estate business, so you don't have to spend money to figure out everything that I know. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share, and all the other stuff that's in the description. Just check it out. Peace.